back to Mitford Pottery. A little continuation of our yarn balls. So I will adjust the camera. Yeah, a bit closer. So, I don't know what to say happened to this camera. It's a bit on the wonk. Anyway, we've thrown, we've trimmed, and now we've got to put the little eyelet thing in. So you might be able to see on here, I've sort of got a little bit of an image. So what I've done is, get a bit of paper, put it like that, and then I've drawn my image on to that, and then I've held it onto the pot, drawn over it again, and it impresses a little bit of a mark onto there, so you can follow it more precisely. And what I am going to do, before we get going, I'm going to get my glasses, so I can actually see what I'm doing close up. There we are. So pretty basic tools today then. So I've got a wooden stick with a point on, pencil obviously, sharp knife, bowl of water, and a small sponge just to tidy the sharp edges up. So what I'm going to do is, I've got my image in their basics, just to get the gaps and everything right. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to scribe it a bit more, just to neaten it up with the wooden modelling tools, just to make sure the swirl sort of matches okay before we start cutting into the clay. Just getting that swirl on these. I used to do them, well, I normally do them if I make one freehand, and they always look a little odd because you can never get that sweep quite right without a few practice goes on it. So I thought today we shall try and do it a bit more repeatable. So I did it on that bit of paper. So there's our hook. And then you can sort of adjust it before you commit to it. So I think that's okay. We're going to have 2 holes for our needles there. They'll be done with a hole cutter in a minute. So we're committed now. So what I normally do is I leave the top bit till last in there. It just gives the pot a little bit more rigidity as you're cutting through. So here we go. We'll do this bit first here. So we're going to do that sweep up to there, and then I'm going to cut across. So I'm not trying to take too much clay out in one go. And then we're going to do that, follow that line round to there. Then we're going to get the tricky bit here, so try and use the finer bit of the knife blade. That's it. Then we've got to try and get this out. So I usually just cut across. And see if it's gone all the way through. Oh, it hasn't even gone all the way through. That must be thick clay. Right, we're through this time. We'll go around again. Did feel as if it was through, but obviously not. Bit at a time. Now that should pop out this time. Oh, there we go. Start to move. Oh, there we go. Just free it up. Wow, that is thick. That's thrown quite thick, that is. It'll be nice and sturdy for a yarn ball anyway. So there's the first bit missing. So I'll probably speed this bit up because it's going to take us a while to chop my way through this. So I'll speak to you in a minute. Enjoy the music. Right, so we're done now. So we got our hook, and now it is just sort of fettling it out. And what I am going to do, that big bit that I've cut out, I'm just going to chop across there. So while it's drying, let's say what I normally do is I'll just drop that back in like that. Just while it shrinks up, just sometimes it stops that curving too much, so I'm going to put that over there. And now we just got to try not to trim too much off, but we can do it a nice little tidy up. Make sure everything's looking okay, because what you don't want is any really sharp bits. Obviously that will get caught and snag the wool when it's running through the gaps. And what we don't want to do is snap this hook off as I'm faffing on with it. Which it's got a good chance of doing that. I'm not going to push my luck with it, I don't think. I think I've broke it. I think I've broke it. It's too wobbly on there. Need to get that bit clear out of the way. That's it. Right, I'm not going to muck about with it too much, so I'm going to get the sponge on it. Ah, I've snapped it off. I don't believe it. Don't believe it. Oh dear. Well, the beauty of clay is I can now trim that off. And smooth it off by hand. And then finish that edge off there. Sorry, I've got the camera pointing the wrong way. So like that. So now we're a hook missing. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to reattach it. So we are going to smooth all that off by hand. I'm going to grab a little bit of slip. A little bit of this. And I'm just going to put a bit of slip on my fingertip. Make sure that's all done there. Put my glasses back on so I can see what I'm doing. Some nice dollop of slip on there. And a bit of slip on the bit that's broke off. And then I'm going to attempt to reattach that like so. And I think I'll use this wooden stick just to clean the slip out of that joint and roll it round like so. What's that looking like? Yeah, no, you'd never know, he says. I just don't want to knock it back off again now that I've reattached it. There you go. Fixed. Fixed. Don't know where it'll fire like. Might go a bit curved in the firing. But we'll see. We shall see. Right. I'll put my top bit back in there. And the last thing to do on this one, put some holes in there to hold our needles. I need a hole cutting thing. Let's have an appropriate size. So I reckon, I don't know which one. I reckon the bigger of them two. Because it does shrink a little bit. So we're going to go just on the edge of that mark. Chop them out. Like so. Give a run over with a sponge. There you go, one done. So there's that one done. All them bits out the middle. There you are, a big yarn ball that one is. Hopefully this bit will survive. So I'm going to quickly do another one if I can. So this one hasn't got any marks on it at all. So I'm going to put that there. I'm going to hold our sort of template there. And I'm just going to sort of just gently press on as we go, a little bit like tracing paper. Up to the top, we've got a hole there and a hole there. It's just a guide, so we've got a very, very light image on there now. Right, we'll try again, shall we? Hopefully not snap this bit off. So I think it's because it was quite thick, that clear like, so I'm going to go in there. So what I do on that as well, if you cut in, you get quite a sharp edge. So what I do, I cut the back corner off. So if you can see the difference on them two there. So that's where I've cut the inside bit here at a more sort of like, sort of angle is that. A better angle, a better visual angle than going straight in with a knife blade. That front edge looks a lot lighter when you do that. So I'm going to carry on with the same up here. So I'm just going to trim that back edge off. Till it matches the flow of the other one. So I just keep trimming it. So I'm just going to run my finger around that inside edge. Make sure that edge is all right. Get our stick. Smooth it off. So you get a bit of a flow on that sweep. Like so. Get our sponge. Get rid of any sharp edges on there. There's a bit in there. Just needs smoothing off. That's it. So that's them done. So the last bit is just to free this top edge up. Just to finish that cut there. Ah, ooh, don't move. Don't move. So that's going to go back in while it dries. And we will just take any sharp bits off there, drop that bit back in there. There you have our second one. Get them both in shot. There we are. There's our 2 yarn balls. So thanks for watching. Remember, clears the way. See you in another video very soon. Bye for now.